beautiful souls. I'm back with the third of 5 practices in this series of resurrecting your awareness of the mother, awakening, spring. And I invite you, if you have not, to watch the first video in this series that explains what the heck I mean, what I am inviting us to step into, and the other practices I've shared so far. So I'm sharing 5, and today is the third of 5. And it may be my favorite. I love all of these. They're very, very near and dear to my heart and part of my own regular practices. And in this time of this sacred transition into spring, into the season of rebirth and renewal and beginnings and awakening, they are more near and dear to my heart. We happen to this year be doing this transitional time in a climate of uncertainty and unprecedented events, and there is truly no better time than now, given those two variables with spring and what we're facing and what we're dealing with, to resurrect our awareness of the mother, to have this authentic connection and relationship and experience of her, because she has always been here and she's literally waiting and wanting us to receive the love that is so unconditionally given at all times. And so these practices I'm sharing are ways to do that. Today, you are going to practice a plant attunement. And again, these practices I'm giving can be done now, today, anytime, anywhere, for free, nothing special, no special training needed, no equipment, no nothing. It's just you and your pure devotion and curiosity and stepping into that role of student and beginner and initiate that are the archetypes of spring, and having this relationship with your mother, with the earth. So practicing a plant attunement. You can do this no matter where you are. So if you're stuck somewhere in this time of quarantine, you can be in your yard, you can be on a balcony, you can be looking out a window, anywhere. Okay, this will work just fine. So a plant attunement is you remembering your innate ability to communicate with plants. Plants are a huge part of my work, of my offerings, and of my own just personal practice. I engage with them many times in a day in their 4 main forms of fruit and vegetables, herbs, oils, and plant spirits, flower essences. So communing with the spirit, the energy of a plant, like I'm asking you to do in this practice, is on that most subtle end of the spectrum, from subtle to gross, so tangible to intangible. Obviously, a fruit, vegetable is quite tangible, and the spirit, the energy of a plant is tangible in a different way, right? We can see it and feel it with our inner vision, with our own energy, our own essence, meeting on that soul to soul level. Each plant on earth has its own particular frequency, its own particular offering and medicine and wisdom, advice. You can think of our plants as our original ancestors. They've been here way longer than humans have, and they will probably be here long after us. They are the reason that we have made it this far, the reason that we are here. They offer us everything: clothing, shelter, food, medicine, all of it. So we can think of them as our wise elders, and each one of them has something very unique to say, to share. And that's getting into kind of working with flower essences, is there's literally a plant for every single thing, every single condition and challenge and triumph and joy and everything that a human will face during their lifetime. So we all have the ability to communicate with these plants. Like the mother, as you know, they are her ambassadors and helpers. We have chosen to kind of just ignore that part of ourselves. As I shared in the first video, it's been shamed and scared out of us, this innate connection to the mother, to this great spiral principle, as I call it in my work. And in this series I'm sharing with you, I'm inviting us all to see her, to feel her, to receive her. So we all have this ability to communicate with plants. And I'm asking you today to tap into that and remember. You are going to be outside in whatever capacity you are able at this time. You can walk outside, you can just look around out a window and see what plants you can see. Maybe there's a plant in your home. So ideally, you would be outside and allow a plant to kind of call to you. Maybe it's one you've never seen before. Maybe it's one that you have always been curious about and always felt a connection with, a particular tree in your yard, or whatever it is, you know. So trusting that you know and allowing it to call to you and to capture your attention. And from there, you are consciously going to open lines of communication with that plant. And how would you begin a conversation or an exchange with somebody, you know, at a coffee shop? Or think back to your single days, you know, hanging out at a bar or something. I know I did plenty of that. How would you have initiated a conversation then? It's the same thing. So you're going to introduce yourself. You're going to state your intention. I desire to open up this part of myself that knows how to receive your communication, even if you are not, you know, going to sprout a mouth and vocal cords and start talking to me the way that I'm used to talking. And I'm allowing myself to see and receive beyond that, and to not give into, well, if it's not talking to me in that way, then it's not talking, and that's stupid, and that's not real. Shh. Letting that part of the brain just like take a little backseat. Promise that you'll let it do something super intellectual and, you know, whatever it wants to do later. And right now, you are using your very like cosmic, primordial, mystical part of your brain. And you're going to state this. It's super powerful if you literally use your voice and speak out loud. Because that's kind of in our human suits, these beautiful vessels we get to wear, that's our main way of communication, right? It's up and out and using this whole setup right here. So you speaking in that way is the way that your vessel speaks. So meeting them in your kind of preferred communication and then waiting for a response. Trust that you will receive a response and trust that what you are receiving is true and happening and real and beautiful and profound. And just take it from there. Receive what you receive. Ask if there's any messages for you. Ask if there is something that it wants from you. Have a conversation. Have a journal nearby. Maybe draw the plant. Write down anything that comes through. And just take it from there. If this practice is brand new to you, awesome. Go for it. If it makes you uncomfortable, yes. Lean into that, because this is our truth. This is what is real. Our connection with these beings that are like right here and have always been right here. And if this is something that is part of your practice and you do regularly, amazing. Maybe there's something for you to receive at this time from a different plant or from an existing ally. And that's the practice for today. Please, please share how it goes for you. I really, really, really want to hear. And I will see you with the next practice.